Hello, I'm Mr. Miller, your assistant principal here at Chinook Middle School. And I'd like to say on behalf of all of our staff how happy we are to have students back on campus for in-person learning. Whether you're here for small group instruction or the transition to hybrid, we wanted you to know what to expect as you come back on campus. And of course, we want students to know what's expected of them. We put together this 10-minute video tutorial just to give you a little orientation to being back on campus. Whether you're at home learning online remotely or you're here on campus, we want all of our students to be safe, responsible, and respectful. Warriors are critical thinkers and contributing citizens, and we wanted you to have some specifics as to exactly what that means when you're back on campus. Safety is always important at a school, but particularly now when we're returning uh, to learn together for the first time in quite a while. One thing that we'll expect all of our students and all of our staff to do each day before they come to campus is to complete a daily wellness screening. How you do that is from home, you log on to Skyward Student Access, and one of the screens that you'll see on your homepage there is the wellness screening. Click on that, and a screen will pop up that gives you a series of questions. Once you've answered the two questions, and click Save, you should see a green check appear on your screen. Hopefully, you're able to do this from a smartphone and bring that with you when you come to school and show someone at the main entry when you come in so that you don't have to complete that wellness screener again when you arrive. Each day when you come to school, whether that's by bus or by being dropped off by a family member, or you're walking or riding a bike, we ask that you go directly to your assigned entrance to confirm your attestation. While we're at school learning in small groups, that's the main entry of the building. Once we're back in hybrid, you may have a specific door for your grade level to enter and complete that attestation. And this is what being spread out and entering properly might look like. Once you arrive at school, you'll go directly to your assigned entry while we're in small group instruction. That'll be the main entry in the front of the building. Once we start hybrid, that may be at a different door. When you do arrive, we'll double check your temperature. And if you took your attestation at home, you'll need to pull that up on your phone and show someone when you check in, and then you can enter the building. If you didn't do your attestation at home, we'll have to ask you a few questions, make sure that you're ready for school, that you don't have a temperature, and then we'll get you into the building and get you to your classes. When we're on campus, just a few things that we all can do to stop the spread of germs and that we're going to require students to do is one, of course, maintain social distancing, and that means keeping yourself 6 feet apart from others while you're in the building. A few other things that we ask students to do as safety measures. Certainly, always wear a mask. Of course, when you're eating, you can remove that mask. We've got some instructions for using the cafeteria. If you sneeze or cough, be sure to cover your mouth. If you've got a mask, just hold that up tight to your face. We're going to ask students to keep their hands clean, either using hand sanitizer or washing their hands regularly with soap and water. You may actually be brought as a class in transition at certain break times to wash your hands. And so we know that everybody following safety guidelines is going to keep us all safe here on campus. So please do that everywhere, all day, every day when you're at school. I think we're all used to wearing masks, but just a fun little video that's just a reminder about how and when to use your mask appropriately. I think they'll enjoy this little 2-minute video.
Introducing the right way to wear your face mask. Before putting on your mask, wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water. If you can't, a good hand sanitizer is your next best choice. Make sure your mask covers your entire nose and mouth, no gaps. If you have a big beard, it might prevent a proper seal, so it might be time to make your dad happy for once in his life and shave. While your mask is on, avoid touching it. If you have to adjust it, use gloves and then throw them away. Take your mask off by removing the loops around your ears so you don't touch your face. If it's disposable, throw it away. If it's reusable, toss it in the washing machine. Face masks are great, but they're only effective if they're used and handled properly. And now you know the right way to wear a face mask.
So I don't think anyone will actually need to shave to wear their mask, but you may not have a mask when you come to school or misplace it. We've got extras at every entry point of the school or the main office. So if you need one, you just come and get one, and we'll be sure that you've got what you need to be safe at school. It's important for students always to be responsible at school, particularly when being safe is necessary for everybody. But we ask that students are on time to all their scheduled sessions. If that means you need to be at the cafeteria for lunch or you need to head to class, please go directly to those places. Have all of your necessary materials. It's important, particularly to have a charged Chromebook when you start your day, and probably a good idea to bring your charger in your case. Moving safely through the hallways, there'll be a few things that you'll notice that are new. We've actually created some barriers in the main halls to keep traffic flowing on each side of the barrier in one direction. We'll give you more instructions when you're back on campus, but it's important that students continue to maintain social distancing throughout the day and observe all the safety guidelines everywhere here on campus. Restrooms will be used one at a time, and sometimes that'll be a whole class, maybe to the restrooms spread out. Here's an example of what that might look like: students moving through the hallway and using the restrooms. Remember to maintain space between you and others as you move through the hallway. We'll have some dividers to help students keep traffic going one direction on any side of the hall. When you use the restrooms, it'll be one at a time. If a teacher takes you there, that teacher will help kind of spread you out, one to the boys, one to the girls. If you're using the restroom at another time, just remember that it's one person at a time in each restroom. In the morning and at lunchtime, students will have access to the cafeteria. There's a few specific instructions that we need everyone to follow in order to maintain social distancing. And here's a little video to just give you an example of what that might look like. We'll actually be using the door from the outside in the portables in the modular area to access the cafeteria, both in the morning and at lunch. Remember, as you enter the cafeteria, to remain 6 feet apart. Once you've gotten your lunch, you'll report to a designated space, and then you can have a seat, take off your mask, and enjoy your lunch and some company of those people around you. Please wait to be dismissed to dispose of your trash and move on to your next location. During small groups, it'll just be the main cafeteria that's access for breakfast and for lunch. But when we move to hybrid, we'll probably have different locations so that kids can spread out a little bit more. Again, maintaining social distancing, keeping your mask on when you're not eating are all really important to keep everybody safe in the cafeteria. Also, please remain seated. If you have garbage, just keep it by you. We ask that people are not up moving around, but stay in their seat during the time that they're eating, and then when they're dismissed, take their lunch to the or take their garbage to the trash can, and then report to their next space. We'll have some fun activities for students to do in between the time they eat lunch and head back to class. The in-person schedule is transitioning to be a day schedule, so students will be arriving just before breakfast at about 8:50 on campus, and then they'll be here for their classes, mainly for the purpose of getting help, logging in, getting technology support and guidance so that they can successfully do their classes that are online while their teachers are teaching that way. The in-person schedule during small groups will begin at 8:50 and end at 2:30. When classes end at 1:30, students will have the opportunity to go and meet in person with their teachers or to connect with them online to get support for any class that they're struggling in. Students will be going home at 2:30, and then all their teachers still continue to have office hours throughout the afternoon. Being respectful really means considering everyone around you, but it's really especially important to follow directions from staff. The staff will be on campus here to direct you and support you from the time you arrive until the time you leave. And so, what they ask is for everyone's safety and everyone's best chance to learn. I would ask that all of our students follow directions when they're asked the first time. You can certainly ask questions if there's something that you don't understand. If there's something that you need, please just ask. In person learning is a unique opportunity, particularly in small groups. I have to say, the space is very limited. So, students who aren't able to follow instructions and safety protocols with the guidance and support of our staff and our administration may not be able to continue to access on site instruction. Um, we hope that this was instructional and educational, and please ask questions if you have them, and welcome back to campus.